Hello guys, my name is Arctic and this is a devlog-like of the Welp's update, which is a map for Randomizer. This is part 1 of the 2 upload series, as the update turned out to be changing more than I assumed it would. In this part I will focus on the labs, meanwhile the second one will focus on the port area, which went through more changes. I don't know if I'll even do the second video, so for the first time I'm setting a likes or comments goal, 5 of any of those, and I'll start working on the second part. This whole update was supposed to take me only 3 days, but ended up taking over a week. Also, since you are probably realized by now, I am not a native English speaker. So if you have any tips for me on what to improve, then please share them in the comments. The last thing I need to mention before we start is that I'm not a developer, I'm just a contributor. That's why the video is titled something along the lines of DEVLOG-like. I am not paid to do any of this. If you want to support me, consider joining my Discord server. And yes, this is transitioned into a self-plug. Shout out to the 2 most active members of the server, I probably wouldn't be doing this without them. Now for the actual update process, I will be using mostly 2 plugins, Gap, Fill and 3D Text. If you intend to make anything Roblox Studio, I recommend using them. We will also be using the snap feature, mostly set to 0.1. You may see me turning it off at some points, but I don't recommend doing it. I'm only doing it because I'd rather not become a schizophrenic. So now let's actually get to the update process itself. First off, I fixed a problem that has been pointed out to me. In the STPSL inspired room with pipes and a small armory, the floor had its collisions still enabled. This meant that anyone who had fallen in there would just get stuck. I fixed it by obviously making the ground have no collisions. After that I also extended the kill zone so it's actually a fall and you don't see the void so far or something. I actually don't know what was my motivation behind this. This is a really good reason why you double check your work. This whole thing was caused by one box being left checked. After that I activated the Valve employee inside me. I slapped some catwalks in random places I felt were too empty. Used old doors left from another project of mine that has been scrapped for a long time. Made the other parts this grey metal for an industrial-like look. However, I decided to give the railings a nice yellow metallic look later. They're probably going to be bad spots to be in anyway, so I didn't worry much about that. Sometime after that I moved on to the reception area. I added 2 elevators using old doors. Also modded some keypads and I think I fixed some stuff around there. I also added text using the 3D plugin to the stripes on walls, finally fulfilling their purpose. Then came time for a lighting update. I changed all the lights so now they look good using the future lighting system, because the game is probably going to change from what I heard. I'm only surprised how good it actually is, I expected it to be way worse. Then, still in the spirit of lighting, I went on and updated it outside. And obviously, like I always do, I got carried away and just started messing around with it to see how good it actually is. It's pretty good. Then I moved on to Site A. In case you still didn't realize, the map layout is heavily inspired by DDoS 2 from Counter-Strike. Now, in case anyone is wondering why I'm just putting plates onto the lights, the models actually don't emit any light, they're just using the neon material. Since now they do need to be emissive, I'm just using those plates to do it. It looks like the lights are on, but it's just the invisible plates. This way the process takes me a few seconds per light instead of half a minute and my sanity. After that I did the most important thing in the whole update, and that's updating myself in the credits room and slapping the Polish flag on it. Instead of using the actual catalog items, I made my own vest along the shoulder pieces and the collar or whatever they called. Since I was not finished with the work but was still going to sleep, I left myself a small mental note that I honestly found funny enough to include here. Now, you might be asking why am I even doing all of this instead of just slapping my avatar there and calling a day. Well, I'm glad I asked. To make it simple, you can't have humanoid parts in your map, probably because it breaks some things. But because Roblox is a perfectly workable software for modeling, deleting that breaks a lot of things. And around this, I just modeled the characters using normal parts. I could use actually rounded meshes for this, but that wouldn't make much difference. And if it would, I can still just say that's stylized on purpose because technical limitations are boring. After that, using the help from a different randomizer contributor, whose name I won't even try to spell with my accent and instead I'll just put on the screen for y'all, I updated the warp portal thing. It took me a bit to actually understand how to do it. I actually tried to use my own textures, but I couldn't get it to work, so I just used one of the examples. I also wanted to replace some of the walls, but they ended up breaking the rendering stuff or whatever, so I just gave up and deleted it, and after that I finished working on the credits. Then when cleaning up stuff on the port side, I must have messed something up because when I came back double checking stuff before submitting the update, I realized that I was gone. I fixed it and built myself again. After that, as I submitted the map, I realized that I forgot to update the cars models, and I knew that would piss me off later. So that's what I did, replacing the bad UI based text into actual 3D models using the text plugin. Now that will be all for this part. If you got here, then congratulations, you can have a stock photo of a fridge. After that you can comment, I have obtained the fridge, and probably subscribe. That would be really nice.